No matter if points are gained or points are lost, there will be much to discuss. For analysis regarding tonight's Winnipeg Jets game, here are Dave Manouk, Ezra Ginsburg, and your host, Drew Mandel. The Illegal Curve post-game show, presented by Play Now, the official sports betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets, starts now.
A rare victory for the Winnipeg Jets and an even more rare third period comeback for the Winnipeg Jets. Only the second time that this has happened this season. Out of nowhere, in a bit of a sleepy Saturday afternoon contest, the Winnipeg Jets come from behind and defeat the Florida Panthers 2-1 this afternoon in South Florida. An impressive victory for the Winnipeg Jets, pulling it out of the fire. A slow start to that third period, but they finished it as strong as they could, taking home the 2-1 victory. Good afternoon, Winnipeg. Good afternoon, Manitoba. And for all those joining us live this afternoon on our YouTube channel, we say good afternoon, universe, and welcome to the Illegal Curve post-game show. Along with Dave Manouk, along with Ezra Ginsburg, we're back together again for the second time in about 6.5 hours or thereabouts, here to talk about the Jets' win tonight. Game number 54 for the Jets turns to be a victory in Florida. I'll give the Jets credit, gentlemen. We know that the season has not gone the way that anybody wants it to, but they haven't stopped playing hard by and large. And that is the sign to me, and continues to be the sign to me. And of course, things can change over the final 28 games. But it's a sign to me that Scott Arniel's messaging is still getting through in this dressing room. Wasn't the prettiest effort that we've ever seen, but Eric Comrie plays a fantastic game in that for the Winnipeg Jets. And then the Jets take advantage in the back half of that third period and say, there's a victory to be had here. We're going to grab it. And they do so. And they head to Dallas with 2 points in the bank this afternoon.
Yeah, and speaking of Eric Comrie, guys, as Dave kind of fumbles around there and moves his camera around. Dave, you okay there?
I'm good.
Okay, you're
everybody wants to get close up of your hand. That's what that's the good broadcasting.
Yeah, and it was a surprise start for Eric Comrie, right? Like we talked about it on this morning's show.
Little subterfuge, Jazzy, because they went through the restarting routine yesterday with Connor Hellebuck.
Yeah, and so it was a little bit of a surprise, but Drew mentioned he was very solid in net. Didn't have to steal the game or anything. I don't know if the boys were partying on South Beach last night, guys, but like, where were Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Bennett in this game? Like, I don't know.
Sam Bennett got walked by Gabe Vilardi on the tying goal is where he was.
Yeah. So I mean, give the Jets credit, but it's not like the Panthers came out with an unbelievable effort either. And like, this Panthers team is not making the playoffs. And when they look back on the season, they're going to look at this game as maybe, the final nail in the coffin. So, the Jets playing the role of spoiler, if you want to look at it like that, right? But yeah, they were patient. I really thought they were moving the puck well. Like, the Panthers didn't have very many grade A chances. Like, the best save that I can remember is that save that Comrie made on Carter Verhaeghe, and that was back in the first period. So Comrie was just solid in net. Like I said, didn't have to stand on his head or anything like that. The Jets' power play was really not going today. I mean, the Panthers were giving the Jets every opportunity earlier in the game to score on the power play, but they also have a really good PK. I forget what exactly it's ranked, but I think it's top 10 in the NHL.
Yeah, I think it's ninth, Ezzy.
Yeah, so I mean, the Panthers have a good penalty kill. It's the one thing that the Panthers have done well this year. But yeah, I mean, Perfetti, nice goal, great individual effort by Gabe Vilardi. And then Gus Nyquist factors in. We talked about him, guys. He didn't score, but he factored in big time on the game-winning goal, right? So Nyquist gets bumped up to the top line. It ends
All
up
he
working
needed
out.
this season was to play with Connor and Scheifele. That was that. I thought he might have had 60 points this year if he had just been playing with Connor and Scheifele for the entirety of the season.
Yeah, I mean, you're obvious's joking, Drew, but maybe you're not. I don't know. Maybe this is something. Maybe extend Nyquist. Is that what we're going to?
No, Dave's still trying to split up Connor and Scheifele again. That's what he's advocating for splitting them up, and these guys are doing what you saw in that second goal. I'm just teasing.
Yeah, no, Dave was just throwing that idea out there.
I'm teasing.
No, but look, guys, I mean, before we get into the goal-by-goal breakdown in the Play Now game recap, that was the line that I was focusing on this afternoon. Like, and specifically what I mean is the Lowry, Perfetti, Vilardi line. and they come through, and they had some other opportunities, right? Perfetti hit the crossbar in the second period when the Jets were on the power play. Lowry had a good scoring chance. I remember where he kind of just bowled his way through to the net. I thought Lowry was engaged today. He was being physical.
That shot block at the end of the game when Florida was putting it on with in the last 15
He's
or
also
so
physical.
seconds.
Yeah, some big hits, has he, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that was the top for me. The top two lines showed up tonight. Like, I didn't think Nemesnikov, Niederreiter, Taves had that much of an impact.
Well, they had a Corsi 4 percentage of 0. They had
Really?
0 shot attempts at 5-on-5.
So what you're saying, Drew, is with the eye test matches up with the advanced stats.
In that case, as we said this morning on the Illegal Curve Hockey Show, that none of the three of us thought that the Nemesnikov, Taves, and Niederreiter line would be able to accomplish anything. We said they're too slow, that they just don't. That's just not a line that works. They had 0 shot attempts in 7 minutes and 27 seconds of 5-on-5 action. They had 5 shot attempts against, for a Corsi 4 of 0.00.
You know who I would like to see? I thought a little bit more about this, Dave, and I'll throw to you. This is a little bit more of a Saturday morning thought, but I was
only
thinking,
like 5 or 6 hours ago, as you say. You're good.
We can go back in time.
What I would like to see, like if we're kind of just playing like musical chairs there with the third and fourth line, which, to be honest with you, it kind of feels like Scott Arniel is just doing there. I wouldn't mind seeing Barron, Iafallo, and Niederreiter together. That's Barron, Sentry, and Iafallo and Niederreiter. I think you've got some more speed there. You've got some more skill there. But to me, Taves and Mesnikov and Niederreiter, who's driving that line? I don't think any. Well, clearly tonight or this afternoon, nobody was.
Yeah,
AARP is driving that line.
I was going to say Handy Transit is driving that line is what I was going to say. That might have been a little more rude, but yes, AARP what is the Canadian equivalent thereof? The Canadian Association of Retired People. I think it's CARP in Canada.
Sorry, I went the American route.
Yeah, but you're right there. I mean, look, that line is not going to be a line that can stay together. We just saw it. I mean, yes, it's only one game, but in 7.5 minutes, if you don't get a shot on goal, never mind a shot on goal, you don't get a shot attempt. That's just a sign that it's not going to work out very well for you.
You just described the Jets for the first 7 minutes of that third period, though, Drew.
That's true. And then they came through at the end. I mean, you're right. I mean, again, this was not a very good hockey game. I mean, neither of these two teams.
You can say that again, Drew. Please do.
Yeah.
As he texted that to me at some point.
I was going to ask you, Ezzy, how was the Royal Rumble? Because I hope it was more entertaining than a large part of this game.
I didn't watch the Royal Rumble. I'm going to watch it on repeat, but yeah, it's definitely going to be more exciting than this afternoon's game.
Yeah, I mean, this was not a very good hockey team. These are two teams. Yeah, the Florida Panthers, whether it's a combination of just too many games over the last 3 years, there were injuries, which are hilariously, I think, the laundry list of injuries they've suffered this year. The Panthers just, it's hard to imagine that they're going to make a run to a playoff spot, especially the way they look.
Not if they play like that.
Right, exactly.
Well,
especially
I mean, remember, they also back-to-back losses to the Blues and the Jets.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like these two, like if the Panthers, let's say if and when the Panthers miss the playoffs, they're going to look at these games, right? And they're going to say, like, those are teams that were not very good that we lost to, especially this game this afternoon. Like the Panthers were the better team in the second period. Like the first I thought was, I'd say it was fairly even. The Panthers brought it on in the second period. And then the third period, it's like they thought that they could just, like, they were playing prevent defense and kind of just hanging on to the lead. And I just didn't think they had any type of momentum. And that's with the Jets didn't look that great to start the third period either. And they got better and better. I thought the Scheifele line led by example, the Lowry, Perfetti, Velarde line, obviously they get the ball rolling with the tying goal, right? I thought the Jets just kind of took that game over in the third period. They said, okay, the Panthers look kind of sleepy here. Like I said, I don't know if they were partying on South Beach or what they were doing last night, but they just didn't really have anything. Like I was expecting, Matthew Tkachuk to do something and Sam Bennett to do something. Carter Verhaeghe, I just checked, he was good. He ended up with 6 shots on net. I thought Verhaeghe was by far
almost took out Sal Monson as well.
Oh yeah,
that's true, and that's something we should touch on. Not sure if Dave saw that because he was at the Moose game, but
I saw it.
That was a scary moment there for Salamonson. Luckily, he came back, but yeah, he took Verhaeghe's a big man, and Salamonson's not, he's not a small man by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a good solid hit.
No question about it. It was, borderline dangerous, I would say, at the same time as well. But the Florida Panthers are not shy.
It reminded me.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say quick. No, it reminded me when he suffered that injury to the shoulder in his first year here with the Moose, when he against Belleville, he went up against the glass and got walloped. And so you're kind of watching, you're like, ooh, but credit him. He went down the tunnel and then came back and he was able to finish the game.
Yeah, exactly. He came back, which was, of course, a big sigh of relief from the Winnipeg Jets perspective. Look,
and he
the Florida Panthers,
and he played well. Like, he had another game. Like, I just wanted to say, sorry, Drew, to cut you off. I just thought, like, again, the simple things that where he closes guys off, finishes his checks, right? He gets his stick in the right lanes, things like that, Dave. I just think, again, Salamonson is showing why he should be in the lineup for the rest of the season.
It can't even be a question at this point in time anymore. I mean, he's clearly a top 4 defenseman for you next season. So there's no question about this year. I mean, that would be beyond coaching malpractice if anything were to change on that front over the next, 25, 30 games, whatever's left in the season. I guess.
At what point can we talk about the Luke Shen drop, get up goal against? How many times a game do we see that?
He loves lying on the ice.
No, but it's not lying. He drops to his knee to block the shot, but he's too I don't know. We'll talk about it in the game recap because it happened on the goal against, but it happens a lot.
It does happen a lot. It is one of his trademark moves. I would suggest you're right about that. But to your point there, Ezzy, about how Florida just sort of let the Jets hang around, especially in that third period. I mean, yes, it took the Jets a long time to get a shot on goal in the third period, and that's not ideal. But you look at the high danger chance. First of all, you look at the high danger chances in this game. 9-4, they were in advantage of the Winnipeg Jets. Entering that third period, the Jets only had 4 high danger chances. The Panthers had 3. So it was a low event game. It was 2 straight low event games between these two teams, dating back to the shootout game in Winnipeg 10 days ago or whatever that was at this point in time.
The Panthers are boring to watch. They might be the most boring team in the league.
They are not a very exciting team. There's no question about it. But the third period, the Jets 5 high danger chances. The Jets, they had an attack mentality in that third period, which I thought was the right, when they gave up the first goal, again, you worry, especially when it's a team that's sort of just playing out the stretch at this point for the most part. You worry about giving up a first period goal and, okay, are you going to sag? Are you going to hang your head? Are you going to just say, okay, well, it's not our night if we don't get something good happening early for us? And by and large, we haven't seen that from the Winnipeg Jets. We've seen bad periods. The period last Saturday against Detroit, the third period that comes to mind. The game against Tampa when, on the third period on Thursday night. But the Jets still are demonstrating a good amount of pride and professionalism. And that, to me, counts for something.
Yes.
It counts for something. It's not going to change the end result of this season, but it does count for something for next year. And we talked about it, when all the losing was happening, when they were losing the 11 in a row, and we were talking about not letting the rot settle in. I don't think I see the rot settling in to the Winnipeg Jets. And that's a good sign, and I'll give them credit for that as we sit here at the end of January, the last night of January, as this Winnipeg Jets team goes into Florida and gets a much-needed victory by that 2-1 margin tonight over the Panthers as they continue this road trip. Now 2-1 on this 4-game road trip, wrapping it up on Monday in Dallas against the Stars, the only divisional game on this road trip. Sorry, Ezzy, go ahead.
And I'm going to throw this out there, but if the Jets are able to beat Dallas and Montreal, does that change anything? That means that the Jets finish off 4-1, go into the break. They're probably still going to be 7-8 points out of a playoff spot. Does that change anything for us? I don't think it changes anything for me, but to Drew's point, if they lose another game here, then you're saying, the Jets are officially done. But with every win at this point in the season, it kind of gives you just a little bit of hope. I realize on Money Puck,
the guys you're trading.
I'm not talking about trading. I'm just talking about their chances of making the playoffs.
I mean, as long as
he's still firing those guys out of the market. No question.
Well, you have to still trade those guys. I mean,
not Nyquist. Now Nyquist is getting a 2-year extension,
and he's top line winger now.
Yeah, he's top line. Dave,
yeah, I mean,
2x4.
I don't think it changes your evaluation of this team. They've still only won 22 games of the 54 that they've played. Now, it's funny that 20 regulation victories this year puts them actually in quite a good spot in the entirety of the NHL. If you look at a team with 20, regulation victories, Minnesota, who's been a very good team this year, they only have 20 regulation victories as well. So, I mean, Ottawa, hasn't been that good, they have 20 regulation victories. It's just sort of an interesting stat that.
But Drew, just to be clear, St. Louis has 19.
Well, that just goes to show you how meaningless regulation victories are. And isn't that a bit of a problem? If the NHL were truly, honestly sitting back and evaluating their product, they would say, hey, well, you win in 60 minutes. Maybe we should reward that a little bit more. We know that's not going to happen because they love the.
Don't you remember I asked Bill Daly that question when he was on the Illegal Curve hockey show?
Yeah, and it's
he's like, "What do you mean? Our product's great." I'm like, "Bill, no offense, your product sucks." So I actually don't agree.
And it's been adjudicated over and over
why
again.
Don't you
and
add 2 more teams
change
to this?
Yeah,
exactly. Let's go up to 34 teams. I think that's going to help with the parity. I have a little bit of a different point of view on this. I'm not sure why that was talked. Like, I appreciate like some people are just, I don't know if it's grasping at straws or whatever, but like under the system, a loss is a loss. People are like, well, some of these teams have the same amount of regulation wins. There's still losses that the Jets have piled up. Like all of these 1-game losses are losses. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a regulation win is you get more points for a regulation win. I realize that people want that system. I have time to hear for that, but I just think that this notion that some of the playoff teams, Dave, have only 1 or 2 more regulation wins than the Jets. It's the losses that matter. That's why all of those extra points that you've left on the board.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
And we talked about that during that 13-game stretch where they were losing by 1 goal and not winning those games, and not even. I'm not saying that they didn't get any into extra time, but not getting a lot of them into extra time. And we looked at it when Vegas was in town. I think at the time Winnipeg had 16 wins and Vegas had 16 wins. The difference was that Vegas had 8 loser points and the Jets had 0, and so that's why Vegas was challenging for a spot in the top of the Pacific. I'm pretty sure that everybody can challenge for a top spot in the Pacific because the Oilers are sitting there with the first 3-game win streak, but you have to play in the division you're playing. So that's where they get the benefit when it's weaker, and the Central is a murderer's row, and Dallas and Colorado and Minnesota are all tough and doing well. So, I mean, it was a good effort. And Eric Comrie, like you said, Ezzy, an unexpected start for Eric Comrie, but it was unexpected when the Jets are down it's shocking to even say that the Jets have only had 1 third period comeback the entire season.
Sure.
Like it really is a shock given the way this team played last year. I know people say last year was last year, but we still covered them all last year. And we were used to a certain standard they set. And so, it was a good game for Winnipeg, a good road game for the Jets. Whatever the hunch that Scott Arniel was playing with, putting Adam Lowry up on that second line seems to have worked.
Yeah.
And
Cole Perfetti had one of his better games of recent memory today.
Yep.
Perfetti was really good.
Yeah. Perfetti, and he obviously gets rewarded with the tying goal. But he was noticeable. There was even an instance where he was throwing his body around a little bit. I mean, he got knocked down at the same time. But when you're watching the game and you hear Dan and Kevin talking about a Cole Perfetti body check, I mean, that's not something that you are typically used to. But
that's about as rare as hearing that I'm on the Jacobs ladder. and the thing is, Drew, to your point about Cole, I used to go. By the way, when I did do personal training. I did personal training. Back it up.
We're gonna need to dive deeper a little bit into this. The game recap brought to you by Play Now. That can wait for a second. Please tell us more about your personal training while Dave and I sit back and try not to smirk.
Well, Drew, that was literally like 12 years ago that I did personal training, but I did do
How
the
long
Jacobs.
Did you
I did it for a while. Maybe like 3 or 4 months.
Wow.
It was at McDowell's gym, which, if you remember, used to be where the jiu-jitsu place is in near the Winter Club.
I don't, but okay, I'm with you so
it
far.
It was called McDowell's Gym.
Did you say McDowell's Rules?
Yeah.
No, Ezzy, are you sure you weren't at a McDonald's instead?
No, Drew. I went to McDonald's after the workouts. I always got my workout in, but no, I was doing the Jacobs ladder. I was doing lunges and bench presses, burpees, everything.
The last time I remember you doing a squat, it was to pick up a turkey and you split your pants.
Pretty sure Ezzy, you just made a burpee earlier in the show.
That was when I worked at Cushman. Shout out to Cushman and Wakefield, my former employer, commercial real estate firm. Yes, they were giving away free turkeys one day, and I bent over to pick mine up after everybody was going up to the truck to get their turkey. And I went up to the truck and my pants split. So I had to go home and get a second pair of trousers.
You also got a second turkey for your trouble while you were at it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, I actually ate the cold turkey on my way
frozen,
back to get the pants.
Yeah.
I have
the
no
very
idea.
pants he was wearing.
No, but I want to actually get to a real point that we're talking about Cole Perfetti in that line. I really liked Lowry, Velarde, and Perfetti, and I thought from the opening they were good. Like, remember the Jets outshot the Panthers early on? I think it was like 5-1 or 6-1 or something like that. So they had the legs, and that's good to see. And I realized, we've got ball hockey videos, MB and others saying, in the chat, I'm not calling him out he or she, because obviously ball hockey videos is a good friend of the show, but I agree with Drew. Like, I look at this a little bit differently. I realize that fans want a high draft pick. I get that. If it's between, first or second overall and 10th overall, I get that. But I think as a Jets fan, I don't think you want to see this team losing games at this point in the season. I think that's worse for this team.
Do you remember what happened when the Jets won the Line A lottery when they got?
Yeah, they went on that run, and then we had to listen to them say we won it because we, as opposed to the fact that it was won by chance. We had to hear them say we won because we didn't do this the wrong way.
If you believe in karma, I mean, if you believe in karma, and whether or not you do or you don't is entirely up to you. And it probably
just answered. I said I don't.
Okay, well, you're right, and you're probably right.
Dharma, I believe in. Karma, I do not believe in.
Okay, well, you're probably right to not believe in karma.
And sorry, Drew, I've got the comment up. It's too I don't. For those listening on the podcast later, it's. I might as well read it. Like he says, most fans overall don't want wins right now because this team is done. We need to trade players and get assets and then get a good pick. That's what we need. And I agree with that. I do think that the Jets should trade, Luke Shen, Gus Nyquist, whoever. Tanner Pearson, whoever the Jets are going to trade. But I think at the same time, you want to see this team battling and try to win games. Until the Jets make all of those moves, by the way, and bring up the youngsters, especially, then, okay, you can say, okay, now we want a better draft pick, but you've still got 28 games left in the season. I don't think you want to see this team tanking at this point.
No, I don't think Scheifele and Connor and Velarde and Lowry and Hellebuyck are going to let the team tank. They have too much professional pride. They have that they just do have too much professional pride, as they should, by the way. As they should. Nobody wants to lose games. You feel lousy when you lose a game. Even if you're playing a rec league hockey game, you're never that happy after you lose a game. Imagine being a professional athlete. You don't want to lose a game, so I don't expect the Jets are going to, as anybody talks about, they're going to make the best moves for the franchise moving forward, but they're also not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize their professional pride moving forward as well.
It's like Spency says, winners win, losers lose. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, well, fair enough. I can live with that. Let's get into the goal-by-goal recap here on the Illegal Curve post-game show.
The Play Now game recap.
Until February the 4th. That's only a few more days from now. So jump on this opportunity while you have it, because it's quickly going away. That's Wednesday. Earn a $10 sports bonus bet. So earn a $10 bonus bet for each Jets power play goal when you place a same game parlay on a Jets regular season game. So again, that's a mouthful. Make a same game parlay wager. Jets score a power play goal. Get a $10 bonus bet back in return. Ta-da! Conditions apply. Bet with Play Now, the official betting partner of the Winnipeg Jets. 18 plus. Enjoy responsibly. Big thanks to our friends at Play Now for their continued support of the Illegal Curve post-game show and all of our broadcasts. The Jets certainly had an opportunity in tonight's game to get power play goals. They had 5 power play opportunities. They got 0 power play goals. Cole Perfetti probably had the best chance. I think that was on the first power play of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't he catch iron on the power play where Bennett was?
That was in the second period.
Was that in the second period? Okay, sorry. I got a little confused there. But in any event, the Panthers are the ones who do open the scoring just after the Logan Stanley cross-checking minor expires. 5 seconds after that expires, Lesterainen gets his 6th of the year, assist to Evan Rodriguez and Forsling as well. Dave, this is the one where I think you wanted to talk about Luke Shen and his uppy downy. Maybe he was following along with Ezzy's workout in how he was playing that, going and doing up downs at that point in time. But Lesterainen gets the tip on the shot from Rodriguez, and the Panthers have a 1-0 lead. Not a power play goal, just after it expired, with about 5 minutes to go in the first period.
Yeah, and we've talked about it. The Jets have been scoring first more often than not, and they looked like they were going to get another kill here because, as you said, Drew, it does happen after the power play had expired already. But I mean, it's just I look at this and I think if you're Luke Shen, I've said this. I don't know how many times I said this. If you're going to block the shot. That's fine. But you can't do what he does, which is goes down, attempts to block it, doesn't take the man in front, and really just doesn't do anything other than prevent his goaltender from making the save. Because, I mean, it's a perfect screen in front. I don't know. I think it's Rodriguez. Was it Rodriguez who's in front of Comrie taking away his eyes? But
no, it's Lesterainen because he gets the tip on the.
Right. It was Lesterainen. But my point is,
Rodriguez took the shot, Dave.
Took the shot. So, but the point is that if you're Luke Shen, what are you doing? Like, clear the front of the net, let Eric Comrie see the shot. But again, you don't make the block. You're slow and effective to even attempt it. And by the time he's back up, the puck's already behind him, and Lesterainen gets the tip. So, I mean, Comrie doesn't have a chance because his eyes are taken away. And it's another example of, if you're going to be on the PK, you have to be effective on the PK. He's not. Again, that's on the coaching staff too, though, because they keep running him out there.
Well, you know who I want to see on the PK? I think you guys know who I want to see on the PK. Number 57. That's who you want to see on the PK, right, Dave? Like, and Shen's going to be traded, right? Like, so, I mean, or at least he doesn't factor in.
Well, I don't know about that, Eddie. Now that the Leafs are no longer a contender.
Well, if he's not going to be
Elliot
traded.
Friedman was talking about the Red Wings and the Jets maybe looking to, eyeballing each other.
Do you really think it's because of Luke Shen?
No, I mean, there was, again, is it Luke Shen? Is it Logan Stanley? I mean, it's hard.
Is it former wing Gus Nyquist?
I mean, if anybody wants Gus Nyquist, all due respect.
Well, after seeing him on the top line, I mean, it's obviously that he was just miscast by the Winnipeg Jets.
Right.
Just saying.
No question. You're right. You got me there.
I wanted to throw one thing in there. And like we mentioned, it was at the end of the power play. And I just thought the PKers, Dave, as well. This is just what I wanted to throw in there. You're right. I mean, it's not a good play by Luke Shen. He looks basically just not in the play there.
Yeah.
But I just thought that it was Barron and Koepke who were the forwards out there killing the penalty, I should say. And they just looked tired and flat-footed. And I just thought the Panthers had they just had a lot of time and space, right? Gus Forsling gets it over to Rodriguez. I just thought that the PK looked tired and they just clearly wanted to get off and clear it. So it's unfortunate. But Panthers actually, the first unit I thought looked dangerous on that power play. I know the Panthers power play struggled a little bit here this season, but it was just kind of, and that's at least my take on the goal. I thought it was at the end of the PK. Guys are a little bit tired and just a little bit sloppy in Luke Shen's decision making to drop down and not take the guy in front. But luckily, that was the only goal the Panthers scored this afternoon.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, Eric Comrie, again, let me pull this up. I just saw it from our buddy Mike McIntyre. Eric Comrie, this is his, I'm gonna directly quote the tweet. Eric Comrie is that as a backup goaltender, he is solid. Last 3 spot starts. 3-0-0, 75 shots against, 72 saves, a 1.00 goals against average, and a .960 save percentage.
Is that good?
Those are great numbers for a backup goalie. He's a pending UFA making $825,000. Mike is speculating here. Wonder if some team looking to upgrade backup calls the Jets prior to the March 6th deadline with an offer. I mean, who knows on that front? I mean, you want goaltending depth, but Eric Comrie is definitely, he was very stable for the Winnipeg Jets tonight. He was more than stable. He was good for the Winnipeg Jets this afternoon. He's been good for the Winnipeg Jets for the last few games that he's been in there. And, he is showing exactly this is the best version of Eric Comrie when he can come in, he can just get you a solid performance for a game here and a game there. We know what his limitations are if it's any more than that. But as a backup goalie, especially in the playoffs, when you're riding your horses, there's worse there's worse options to have to go to the bullpen for.
Yeah, and I think it makes a lot of sense, boys, because Hellebuck's been playing the majority of games, right? Comrie hadn't played in, I believe it was 11 days, Dave. It was 11 days
Something like that.
St. Louis was the game. That was a win because, as I keep mentioning, St. Louis is a horrible hockey team. I don't know how they beat Florida. Maybe because Florida is also a horrible hockey team right now.
I was going to say,
yeah. So Comrie's got back-to-back wins right now. And he's been solid. And I'm sorry, maybe I am biased. I'll be honest with you. We've had Comrie on the show many times before. I've met him a couple times. I hope he stays personally because I think he's just a fantastic guy. So I'm hoping that the Jets sign him to another 1-year deal. But yeah, maybe a team decides that they want to upgrade their backup position because I don't think anybody at this point, all due respect to Combs, is going to be signing him to be their number one goalie. I think
not getting that Buffalo contract again.
No. So it's to be a solid backup, but we'll see. It's really tough, guys, because at this point in the season, it goes, back to what we were talking about, right? Like everybody at this point in the season is saying, trade this guy, trade that guy. The Jets aren't going to make 12 trades. You know what I mean? Like they can't trade the entire team. I imagine they're going to trade, like we've already talked about, some of those older guys in the last year of their contracts, right? Luke Shen, Gus Nyquist, Tanner Pearson. But I just don't know. We'll see with Comrie, but I think it also depends on what the trade market's like and how far the Jets are out of it a month from now.
Yeah. So Florida leads 1-0 after 20 minutes. Shots on goal in that first period, 13-9 in the favor of the Florida Panthers. The second period, probably the less said about the second period, the better, I think, by and large.
Except unless you want to credit Eric Comrie, Drew.
Well, he was, okay. I mean, we've been pumping his tires in the last couple minutes, but he was the Jets' best player in that second period. There's no question about it that if he doesn't make some of the big saves that he makes in that second period, Josh Morrissey also gets credit. That's going to be our Wheatland hockey heads up hockey play of the game, saving the goal, where he gets his stick in there. Was it on Verhaeghe?
Yes.
It was on Verhaeghe, who looked like Verhaeghe had an empty net, and then Morrissey comes out of nowhere and just prevents it from being a 2-0 game for Florida. And by the by, in my opinion, had that been a goal for the Panthers, the Jets probably aren't coming back from that being down 2-0. But Josh Morrissey, I mean, again, Josh Morrissey is who he is because of all the little things that he does, in addition to all the highlight reel plays that he makes. This one is just a little thing that really probably should be on the highlight reel. It's our Wheatland Hockey Heads Up Hockey play of the game. Wheatland Hockey was created to build skills, character, and excellence on and off the ice. It's a fresh approach to youth hockey and development. They have a program for absolutely everybody. Check them out online, wheatlandhockey.ca. Make sure you're following their social media as well, at Wheatland Hockey. Great people, great friends of ours, great friends of the show. Check them out, wheatlandhockey.ca. Morrissey makes that play, you'll give credit to Bobrovsky for his glove save on Kyle Connor in that second period, where it looks like Connor's going to tie the game with that backhand, and Bobrovsky snags it out of the air and leaves Connor looking a little bit skyward. Those were probably the two most significant plays that I can think of in that second period, but I'm open to suggestions if anybody can think of anything else beyond those two.
I'll be honest with you. I was on the couch watching the game and I fell asleep for part of that second period. I'm obviously joking, but I'm not joking. But no, look, this was not an exciting game. You're right. But those two moments were definitely exciting. Morrissey makes an incredible play to break up Verhaeghe's chance. And then, Bobrovsky showing the leather and robbing Kyle Connor. And Kyle Connor definitely looked skyward. Like you said, Drew, he thought he had a goal. Maybe if he lifted it up one more inch, Dave, he would have a goal there. But, these are, two good goalies. And Bobrovsky, we've talked about, he's had a horrible season. I think we said he was something like 252nd when it comes to goal save above expected. His numbers are not very good. He's in the red, Dave. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, there's a minus in front of his number.
If there was an all-star game this year, he wouldn't be in it. Yeah. But the Panthers are not going to the playoffs. And that second period, aside from those two chances, I would not remember that much because it was pretty sleepy.
Sleepy it was, and the sleepy start to the Jets for the third period as well, until the 8:34 mark, or I guess a couple seconds before that, when the Jets tie the game with just a strong net drive. It's, I'm going to say it starts really with a Josh Morrissey pass. So the goal is Perfetti his fifth from Velarde and Lowry. But it starts with a real nice pass by Morrissey, a bank pass where Perfetti picks it up right at center ice. And who's right on him for the Jeff Petrie is on him for the Panthers. And Perfetti makes a nice sort of tip play and gets it past Petrie onto the stick of Lowry. Then Lowry makes a nice play where he banks it past Tobias Bjornfoot for Bjornfoot. Yeah,
I was going to say easy for Drew to say.
I mean, he does a bank pass to get it past.
The J is silent, Drew.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. And then Velarde picks it up, halfway up the half wall in the Panthers zone. And it's Gabe Velarde on Sam Bennett now. Sam Bennett's a pretty good hockey player, folks. And I think we all know that. But Gabe Velarde absolutely walks Sam Bennett and goes hard towards Bobrovsky. It's a strong net drive. And you can see that the Jets players are crashing down hard. They're coming downhill at this point in time. DeMello is crashing down. But it's Cole Perfetti who makes the initial play at center ice, where he comes in and he cleans up the garbage and he flips it sort of up and over Bobrovsky and gets the goal, the Jets, the tying goal at the 8:34 mark. You like the strong play by the Jets here. Starts with Morrissey in their own zone. Strong play by Perfetti. Strong play by Lowry. Strong play by Velarde. And then equally strong play by Perfetti to say, I'm going hard where the Jets have often not gone this year, going hard to the front of the net, and I'm going to go get that rebound. And because he was skating hard from the initial time he made his original play at center, he had the opportunity to jump on that rebound and tie it up at 1 goal apiece at that point, almost shortly before the halfway mark of the third period. A sleepy third for the Jets, and all of a sudden you have a tied game, 1-1.
It was a beauty goal from the Lowry line, like you said. I'm not sure if we're calling that the second line, but so I'll call it the Lowry line. But
it's better be the second line. I don't know who else would be.
Yeah, it's a good point. But like you said, Drew, right around right before the Panthers blue line, you're good to point that out because Lowry makes it's quite nifty. Like on first when you first watch it live, it's just okay. Velarde ends up with the puck, but he makes a nice little bank off the boards with Bjornfoot coming at him because he goes to check him, right? So it's a nice play by Lowry. But guys, the centerpiece of this goal is Gabriel Velarde here. I mean, one-on-one, like you said, Drew, Sam Bennett is a good defensive forward. It's not like, this is a mismatch or anything like that. Like Bennett is a solid player. We don't have to remind everyone about that, right? But it's just an inside-outside move by Velarde driving the net, and Cole Perfetti goes to the net. And what have we been saying? If Perfetti's not going to be, getting transitional looks, right? And that's what he's got to be doing. He's got to be going to the net. And that's why I think, there's a method to the madness here with this line, right? Like you've got some size with Lowry and Velarde. You've got skill on the line with Velarde and Perfetti. And Lowry, we talked about it, like he can create some time and space. And that's what he does for Velarde here. So just an excellent goal. And at this point in the season, we talked about Perfetti and his pending contract status, right? It's just nice to see him celebrate like that, right? Like he was pumped up. And we've talked about this since Perfetti's been in the NHL. I don't know if he was like this in the OHL, Dave, but Perfetti's not a very enthusiastic goal celebrator. So it was nice to see. It was nice to see Perfetti celebrate there. And that was a huge goal and obviously gave the Jets a ton of life.
And the only thing I would add, because you guys have gone through it already, but the only thing I would add is it's more not more, but it's confirmation what we're seeing from Gabriel Velarde more and more throughout the course of the season. And that's a play you want to see him make is like Drew said, drop your shoulder and drive to the net. And so that is the only thing I would add to the analysis, if you will, is that I just think that it's just another example of Gabriel Velarde doing the things that they signed him to that extension to do. And one of the things we said was, if you're not playing with Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor, are you going to be able to create? Are you going to be able to produce? Not with the expectation that you'd produce at the exact same levels, but are you going to be able to do it without those two guys? And that's a huge play by him. Real nice play. And we've seen a confidence in him, I think, this season.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree with that. 1-1 at that point in time. So you're into the back half of the third period now. And I mean, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous game-winning goal. And it starts with, Gus Nyquist, and again, whatever, he's obviously had a horrendous year. We all know that, but it's nice when a guy can, have something good happen to him despite having a terrible year. So, disappointing, but this was a nice play. It starts with Gus Nyquist sort of picking up a loose puck in neutral ice and then circles back. So he goes towards the Jets. He's going back towards Comrie just to give himself some space as the Jets execute a line change here. And he finds Mark Scheifele with a nice pass. So Scheifele and Nyquist and Connor are the line. Now Scheifele gets over center and he passes. It's a give and go. He gives it over to, or it's not a give and go, pardon me. He gives it back to Nyquist. So Nyquist now has the puck with a clean zone entry into the Panthers zone. And Nyquist makes a really nice pass over to Kyle Connor. He feathers it through Sam Reinhart. So Sam Bennett gets burnt on the first one. Nyquist feathers the pass through Sam Reinhart onto the stick of Kyle Connor. Connor's coming in all alone on Bobrovsky. Scheifele is again, on his horse. Scheifele has beat who's this? He beats Nico Mikkola. So Scheifele is there, getting ready to receive the pass. Connor's all in alone. He's in tight on Bobrovsky though, so you can see why he's looking to his bosom buddy in Mark Scheifele. He finds Scheifele, who has gotten time and space by beating Mikkola. Scheifele, one-timer, past Bobrovsky. Great setup by Connor. Great play by Nyquist to feather the pass through. Scheifele makes no mistake when you tee it up for him on this one. And the Jets have a 2-1 lead and a 2-1 victory on the strength of this absolute picture-perfect passing by the Jets. I guess say 2/3 of the Jets top line, and then Gus Nyquist riding shotgun on this goal.
Before I break down the goal, are we bosom buddies, Drew? I'd like to think we're bosom buddies.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely we are.
Okay.
I mean, if we weren't bosom buddies, I wouldn't be able to make fun of you without feeling guilt. Then I would just be a jerk.
Right.
I mean, if I made all those jokes at your expense and we weren't bosom buddies, then people are going to say, "Well, Mindell guy's just a real ass."
Well, I know
we've been
buddies for like how many years? 25 years? It's 30 years. I don't know. Exactly. But I just we've never actually, put a label on it, right? Like Dave and I think are just really good friends. I don't know if Dave really wants to be my bosom buddy, but I just wanted to get that out there with Drew just to confirm, because you mentioned Scheifele and Connor are bosom buddies.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, get that out there for everyone to confirm that. But yeah, it's a really nice goal. And the thing is, Drew, you mentioned the zone entry by Nyquist. It's the pass that you mentioned to me that's really the beautiful part about this goal, because it's in tight. Yes. And it's just a beautiful pass to Kyle Connor. And like you said, Mark Scheifele out-muscles Nico Mikkola. He just it's a flyby. Scheifele just flies right by and out-muscles him. Yep. And it's a huge goal. It was an absolutely huge goal because of what time it happened in the third period, only with less than 5 minutes left in the third period, right? So you love to see that. I agree with you. Nobody wants, Nyquist to still be searching for his first goal, right? Like he's struggled big time. The Jets brought him in to provide secondary offense. He's at the end of his career. He's had a great career. We talked about it. Speaking of Grand Rapids Griffins, Dave, he won a championship with the Grand Rapids Griffins back in the day, right? So he's had a great career. And by the way, upcoming 900 game alert for Dave Minuk, because Gus Nyquist is only now 3 games away.
Well, those 3 games, that'll be take them after the Olympic break. Obviously, that'll be the game in, I believe it's either Vancouver or Anaheim, the Wednesday they come back from the Olympic break. But it's about a month from now is what it boils down to, Dave. But I mean, again, this is Scheifele and Connor at their best, doing what they do the best. The Panthers, I mean, terrible defense. You can't let Mark Scheifele come in unaccosted, but they do, and the Jets take advantage of it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm surprised Kyle Connor let him score, Ezzy, because now he's got 2 more game-winning goals than Kyle Connor. He's up to 63 in his career. Kyle Connor's stuck at 61.
Minutia.
Well, actually, true minutia is, who did Eric Comrie move ahead?
Oh yeah, give it to me. Bring it to Papa.
All right. Now, to be clear, this is going to be a Jets Thrashers one. But who did Eric Comrie move ahead of in terms of wins for goaltending?
Oh, well, it's
Kari Lehtinen.
No.
It's got to be Pavlik.
Nope. No, Pavlik.
Pavlik has way more wins.
Mason.
Nope.
Peter Menino.
Can we give, that's a good guess, but definitely not Drew. But go on. I want to get the chat in here. Come on, chat.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, so this is a Panther. This would be a Thrashers backup goalie.
Yeah. Well, not
But
necessarily
Dave,
a backup.
how far are we
but,
going back?
yes,
Like,
he's a
how
backup.
is this an older Thrashers goalie?
Ezzy, every Thrashers goal that was 15
I got it.
plus years
I got
ago.
it. I got it. Pasi Nurminen.
No,
Did I just blow your mind by dropping
He was-
Pasi
he was-
Nurminen?
it was a good one. He was with the He started. Do you want me to tell you his net?
Give us, no, give us a hint. Give us
Ethnicity?
a hint.
His ethnicity?
Can we have his socioeconomic status? Hold on, give us a good hint. Like, what
He's
other teams
Czech.
did he play for?
He's Czech. He's
But
Czech.
it's not Pavlik.
Started with the Rangers. Not public. Started with the Rangers early 2000s.
Wow, I'm stumped, and I'm not googling. By the way, I'm trying to. Get
I know.
This.
Well, I know you're not. You'd have the answer if you Googled it.
Was he?
Thomas Vokoun.
No, and don't look at the chat because someone just put it in there. So if you look at the chat, and by the way, I'm pretty sure Warren looked it up. I don't think he knew that off the top of his head.
Is Warren right?
Warren's right.
I've never heard of Milan.
I was going to say I've
Holinka.
never heard of that guy. Milan
Well,
Holinica.
I think it's Holinka.
Helinchka. But anyways, I was listening while you guys were talking before. I was listening to the proper pronunciation. Anyways, he had.
Hey, you got to give me props on dropping Pasi Nurminen though.
The passing Nurminen was good, but no.
Peter Menino
Eric
was funny.
Comrie now with his 30th win as a member of the Winnipeg Jets. Now he's trailing Laurent Brossoit, who had 40. And Michael
That might
Hutchins,
be the
who had
best Manuk
43.
show we've ever had on the show. I got to say,
Passing Nurminen, Passing Nurminen, he's still got a ways to go
He's got
before he
48,
passes.
48 wins.
48 wins.
who did?
Pasi Nurminen had
Pasi
25
Nurminen.
goals in 2003, 2004. Holy crap, we're talking about 23 years ago at this point, boys.
Yeah, true.
But he had a 25 win season. That's pretty good.
That's more wins than the Jets have this year. So yeah, maybe they need Pasi Nurminen. He's the answer to the all the problems that ail the Winnipeg Jets.
Pasi Nurminen recently turned 50 years old. So happy belated birthday to Pasi.
2-1 final, the Winnipeg Jets over the Florida Panthers in Sunrise this afternoon. When we come back on the Illegal Curve post-game show, Dave's going to tell us about the Moose victory as well. It's a double game day victory for the Jets and the Moose.
It is indeed.
Don't go anywhere. Much more to come. Drew Mandel, Dave Manuk, Ezra Ginsburg with you. We're now into the Saturday evening edition of the Illegal Curve post-game show.
I want to thank you for not betting with Play Now and choosing our illegal gambling site instead.
Because we couldn't afford things like this without your money.
So much of your money.
Now you might have questions like,
Do our profits benefit your community?
No.
or bet with Play Now, Manitoba's local legal and secure gambling site.
Dining, entertainment, parking, and convenience, all in one spot. City Place is located in the heart of downtown Winnipeg, attached to the Canada Life Center. Whether you're working, living, or out for a night in the downtown, make City Place your go-to destination before or after the fun finds you. Lunchtime, game time, anytime. Visit City Place at 333 St. Mary Avenue, next to Canada Life Center.
Boys, I've made an important life decision, and I need your support.
Oh boy.
I've decided to get a grill.
You mean a barbecue grill for cooking? Like that's not an important life decision, Ezzy.
No. A grill for my teeth.
A grill for your teeth. Do I even want to know why you're doing this?
It's simple, really. Every time I go to Holt Dental, I get treated so very well by Dr. John and his team that I need to keep finding additional reasons to go back. I rely on Holt Dental for all of my dental needs, and they do it all, from regular cleanings to cosmetic dentistry. Plus, they have free parking at their front door, and you know how much I love my convenient parking.
For all your dental needs, Illegal Curve recommends Holt Dental, conveniently located on Taylor Avenue near Grant Park Mall. For more information, visit them online at holtdental.ca. For over 40 years, Rumors Restaurant and Comedy Club has been Winnipeg's home for stand-up comedy. Renowned in the comedy world as a must-play venue, Rumors has recently been named Canada's top comedy club and a top 5 comedy club in North America. From birthday parties to date nights to fundraisers, wedding socials, and everything in between, Rumors is your destination for the best live entertainment Winnipeg has to offer. For information on upcoming shows, Rumors' incredible promotions, and to purchase show tickets, visit rumorscomedyclub.com.
This January, it's Pasta Tuesday every day at Boston Pizza. Our pastas start at just $11.99 all month long. Create your own or go gourmet for a little extra. Plus, the deal continues every Tuesday all year. Hungry for saucy savings? Hungry for BP.
Bottom of the hour. Welcome back to the Illegal Curve post-game show. Drew Mandel, Dave Manouk, Ezra Ginsburg. As I teased before we went to break, the Manitoba Moose were also victors this afternoon in downtown Winnipeg. Ezzy, I don't want to take away your special little job. Get those pushing fingers ready.
Put on your antlers. It's time for the Manouk Moose Minute on the Illegal Curve Hockey Show.
Well done.
The best part of my weekend.
Proud of you. Proud of you, bosom buddy.
You're right. It is my special little job.
The Manitoba Moose, Ezzy and Drew, were in action. And the question was, would they be able to sustain or continue what they did against the Grand Rapids Griffins, which is earn a split against the best team in the AHL last weekend, and also the sweep of the Laval Rocket the weekend prior in Quebec. So Rockford, of course, had played this week. It's a bit of a disadvantage in the sense that when the Moose are home, they usually just play weekend games. So they had to wait. They did a week of practice, whereas Rockford had a game, I think, on Tuesday. So it was a question as to would they be able to do it? Well, the answer was very quick in finding out, Ezzy, because 16 seconds into the game, the captain, Mason Shaw, he opens the scoring. I should mention before I get going on what happened in the game, Walker Duehr unavailable for the second straight game. He's dealing with a lower body injury. David Gustafson, who was missed some practice with an illness, he was back in the lineup for today. Well, he didn't miss a game, but he was in the lineup for the Manitoba Moose. So they were without Walker Duehr, but did have David Gustafson. So Nikita Chibrikov, he stays up on that line with Shaw and Gustafson. And the big line we'll be talking about throughout the course of this one is Jacob Julian, the 2023 fifth rounder, Braden Yager, and Jared Anderson Dolan, because they had a big impact on the game. Dominic Toninato, the former captain who played 104 games for the Jets, 152 games for the Moose, he was honored during the first period for all of his, I mean, crazy to think that he was here for 5 seasons, Ezzy, but he was well-liked, former captain, so he got honored with a little video thing, minor hockey weekend for the Manitoba Moose, so lots of kids in their jerseys, chanting. They even, I'll skip ahead, started the third period wave. And then the best was the Moose were already up by 3 goals at this point, and the kids had already gotten bored of the game. So at that time, they started chanting, fight, fight, fight. They're so bloodthirsty, but it actually makes me laugh every time I hear it. So kids were feeling good. Moose were feeling good, feeling a little too good, a little oopsie as they tried to fly the zone a little bit. Dmitry Kuzmin, who you'll remember was a 2021 draft pick who got traded for Isaac Phillips. He feathered a pass over and they tied the game, but that was as close as they would get because the Moose 23 seconds left in the first period. Jared Anderson Dolan scored his first of 2 in this game. Jacob Julian, 2023 fifth rounder, he gets his first pro point. I think this is his 4th Moose game. He, of course, played 2 games for Norfolk, but nice pass to set up Jared Anderson Dolan. So they have a 2-1 lead, and that's, of course, all they would need. Jared Anderson Dolan scored another one with the assist also going to Jacob Julian. So he had 2 assists. And then Parker Ford, he, with a nice little hand-eye off a Brad Lambert pass, he gave them a 4-1 lead, and that's all they would need. So the Moose continue to roll, improving to 21-15-3-0. But more than the points, I just liked what I saw from Julian. Real responsible player, made a nice play in the neutral zone for a steal, had a good aggressive forecheck, which led to a turnover and an opportunity for his teammates. So he looks like a good player. And Mark Morrison had some good things to say about him. You can listen to that in the game recap. But everybody was playing well. And the mindset of this team, guys, and I know that this team could look different and there could be some changes, of course, once the Jets make their moves. But the mindset of this team, whenever they end up, however long they stay together during this little stretch, and also towards the playoffs, is like I said, don't take it from me, take it from what Phil DiGiuseppe said. And that's a team that feels like they can get something done this year. So it'll be interesting to watch what happens in the playoffs. But I suspect if you want to watch playoff hockey in Manitoba this year, as Ian Drew in the chat, you'll be joining me at Manitoba Moose games.
There you go. The Minuk Moose Minute is only Mr. Minuk can do. The Jets victorious. The Moose victorious. 2 wins for the team, the professional hockey teams in Manitoba this afternoon. That'll do it for us. That's a wrap on the Illegal Curve post-game show. That's a wrap on a full day of Illegal Curve coverage starting back at 9 a.m. with this morning's Illegal Curve hockey show. If you missed anything this morning on the post-game show, the instant replays are available on the YouTube channel. The podcasts are available for download. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends and tell your family the best place to be on Saturday mornings and after each and every Winnipeg Jets game is the Illegal Curve YouTube channel. Big thank you to all the sponsors who make our programming possible. That's our friends at Play Now. They're the title sponsor. Boston Pizza, Wheatland Hockey, City Place will be there on Wednesday afternoon at 12 noon. Special show on Wednesday, 12 noon, getting you set for the Jets and the Montreal Canadiens. Looking forward to that. Holt Dental. My kids will be there this week. Got to get their teeth checked with our friends at Holt Dental. And, of course, Rumors Restaurant and Comedy Club, where Annie Letterman will be performing at Rumors next week. Matt Falk also next week. Steve Fury this week. Tonight's shows at Rumors are sold out. Thanks to all of you for joining us this morning and joining us again this afternoon. We appreciate your love. For Dave Minuk, for Ezra Ginsburg, bosom buddies we all are, I'm your host, Drew Mindell. We'll see everybody on Monday night for another edition of the Illegal Curve post-game show. Until then, we wish you good night and good luck. Thanks for watching.